So here we thought that the BWVS series was at least going to be done, or at least on a hiatus for some point, now that they finished the season 1 cast of characters, more or less. But it looks like they got yet again another release up their sleeves, as well as a Generation 1 little sets, too, of this same kind of premium finish, multi-pack kind of sets coming from Takara Tomy Mall and Japan. So let's jump into these here on the Transformer Slag podcast, like we always do, and make sense of it all and keep you educated, entertained, and informed. And the first one we're going to jump into is BWVS-08 Phantom Showdown. So this is a 2-pack of Ghost Starscream and Waspinator. Now you're saying, like, hey, didn't we already get Waspinator with the Cheetor 2-pack with BWVS? You would be correct, but this one's a little different. So first we have the Ghost Starscream. No surprise, we're going to be getting a clear repaint and resculpt of a Starscream mold, a Seeker mold. It just happens. You get a Seeker mold, sooner or later it's going to get a Ghost Starscream clear repaint, and this Earthrise Voyager version that this is getting its clear version now. Now, for people that are a little confused and don't know, this is a throwback to the Beast Wars Season 1 episode of Possession, when Starscream, his ghost, his spark, went back in time and possessed Waspinator. This was like really the first time that Beast Wars really cemented that it was part of the Generation 1 continuity. There was little mentions here and there and little cameos quickly in the background of some episodes, but this was truly cementing this is Season 1 of Beast Wars, and it's actually connected to the Transformers G1 universe and continuity, specifically the cartoon one. So really good stuff, and we get, again, a clear Voyager class Starscream from Earthrise, now given that cool color scheme. It looks like the only part that isn't clear is probably his forearms and fists. That might be an engineering reason, but otherwise I think it looks really good. And clear Starscream toys always do well. They always have a good secondary market value, and people finally now have a Ghost Starscream to go with their collection of many, many, many Seekers. And just to complement that, well, what did they do with the Waspinator here? So they took the Kingdom Waspinator, much like they did with the Cheetor Waspinator 2-pack with BWVS, but this one here is different. This is a clear version. So they're almost doing it like it's also a ghost of Waspinator, probably trying to have that connection when there's that one scene quickly and the thunder and lightning crashes down and they switch between the two just for a moment. So maybe it's probably doing something like that, although the size comparisons are a little off there. But very cool 2-pack. Love that episode. And what's even more great is the pricing on this. So this is only going to be 9,000 yen, which with the current exchange right now comes to about $60 USD. And when you think about what the current MSRP for Transformers are here in America, I mean, an MSRP for a Voyager and a Deluxe, which is what these two are, would be $34 for that Voyager and $25 for that Deluxe, which leads you to a total of $59. Let's just call it $60 for the extra buck. But it comes to the same price if you bought a Voyager and Deluxe in retail right now, and that's without having to worry about even taxes. So that's pretty crazy that you could get two premium finish, high-quality Japanese Voyagers and Deluxes here in a fancy box, all of that for $60, pretty much what you'd be spending in stores. That's fantastic. What a steal. So again, this is going to be 9,000 yen, $60, and we'll be shipping out March 2024, but pre-orders will be hitting earlier this week. Just stay tuned for that, and we'll get the nicer images too. Now, let's talk about this 3-pack here. So, Decepticon Headquarters Collection. They're going into a G1 kind of route, I guess, because now they've pretty much finished the Beast Wars guys. Why don't we do some multi-packs of Decepticon characters? And we got 3 here. This Decepticon Headquarters Collection has a Megatron, a Soundwave, and a Shockwave, but the origin of the molds here is we got an Earthrise Voyager class Megatron, the Netflix Voyager class Soundwave with Netflix Laserbeak, and then we got the Siege Shockwave, which is the one that was like I guess we'll call it the submarine boat version. But it also comes with an extra accessory, the throne that came with the Studio Series 86 Leader Class Coronation Starscream, which here in Japanese, they refer to it as the Nemesis chair. That's what they call it here. So this is another great set because they're going to do a whole bunch of premium paint on all of these molds that if you haven't got them already, now is a great opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity because whoever didn't get that Netflix Soundwave, which was getting scalped like crazy, this is a great opportunity just because you get that figure, you get the Laserbeak, and then you just get all these other guys too that are going to be as best as these molds could ever be. And the best thing of it all, much like with the previous set we just talked about, the price is great. So this is going to be 15,000 yen, but it's only going to be $100 USD when you do exchange. And for $100 for these three guys, when you think about it, you got a leader class and 2 Voyagers. So you got leader class Shockwave, 2 Voyagers. So leader class is $56. 2 Voyagers are $34 a piece. Keep in mind, we're not even talking about Laserbeak, which wouldn't have been included with a Voyager class because he would have been put in some kind of Battlemaster price point in a 2-pack, much like how like Siege Soundwave was in his counterpart. He didn't come with Laserbeak. You had to buy that separately. And then you have that throne on the side, so you could quantify and figure out how much you want to even price that too into that whole equation. But right away off the bat, just the 2 Voyagers and the leader, that comes you to $124. So that's already $24 in savings right there, let alone, again, the Laserbeak and the throne, or the chair, or whatever you want to call it. So this pack is a steal. Not to mention with, again, the Netflix Soundwave being the biggest winner of them all, it's going to be painted extremely show accurate. You're going to get something you're not going to have to pay scalper prices in the secondary market for the actual Netflix one. This is great stuff. If you have not picked this one up, definitely do. And my only vibe that I'm getting from this more than anything is I feel like Hasbro and Takara are kind of just going through the motions of these molds and giving them their last chance before they move on. I'm reminded of a while back when they did the Takara Tomy Volcanicus Special Edition box set of the Combiner Wars Dinobots, giving them one last crazy repaint before they moved on to Studio Series. So I feel like there might be something on the horizon. I know that Mark and Evan have talked about doing another G1 Soundwave that's more, I guess, size accurate to their blaster that they did in their era, because the Soundwave that we have here, the Netflix one, comes from the John Warden era as opposed to the Mark and Evan one. So there's a lot of things to take apart with that, but at the end of the day, you're going to get probably the best paint schemes of these 3 characters possible through this, at least with these molds. So fantastic stuff. Also ships out March 2024, and again, $100, 15,000 yen. Looking real good. Love what I see here. This is fantastic. But aside from that, there's not much else we could really say. Pre-orders will be popping up any day from now. So we had a Transformer Tuesday of reveals and teasers, at least. These, of course, are pre-order images from Japanese retailers, so they're always going to be a little fuzzy and everything. We'll get better images later this week. And of course, they will be popping up on Transformer Thursday for pre-order, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think, guys. This is fantastic stuff. And thank you for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast, and I'll talk to you again real soon.